Here we go, y'all. You ready to party? Come on, get happy, everybody.
Hey.
Just got back from the double wide. Woo, it's hot up in the double wide tonight.
Yeah, it is.
I need to jack some more of that electricity from my neighbors. I was out of town for a few days. And I ain't like Rich. I ain't got that new stimulus check yet. I just can't keep the AC kicking like that. We're cooling things off a little bit here. A couple hair flips, we'll be ready to go. We got a kick-ass lineup, y'all. We got 3 serious rock stars. And as you know, all 4 of you that have watched the show, we always have a drinking game. So we need a magic drinking word, and our word tonight is going to be goals. Because these 3 superstars that are on tonight had some goals, and they rocked them. So the drinking word tonight is goals, all right? My first guest, I'm gonna show you all 3, and then I'm gonna introduce the first one properly. He only broke the Guinness Book of World Record for deadlifts. I mean, who hasn't done that? He's a badass, and he's a doctor. He's a good friend of mine. Dr. KenGee will be on here in just a second. And his purdy wife. Speaking of purdy wives, she's also a guest tonight. You know her as WWE superstar, former 2-time champion, Candice Michelle. Hold on, I need some of this. Sound effects. And also this next, our third guest tonight, you've seen her on TV, a lot of car shows like Garage Squad. She's a podcast host, actress, fitness model. She has some goals that she rocked. Miss Heather Storm right there, y'all. You ready to get this party started? Just to be safe, I brought a mask tonight, just to be safe. I know my first guest is a big fan of the mask. All right, y'all. A good buddy of mine, he's a real doctor. He's a chiropractor. We're going to get some info out of him, like what we should be drinking. He recommended a morning cocktail to me that's been kicking my ass, but I'm virus-free, man. It's good stuff. He broke the Guinness Book of World Records for deadlifts within 24 hours, and he's a chiropractor. They call him the good chiropractor. He's also got a badass ride made by West Coast Customs, the Chiro Caddy. Give it up for Dr. KenGee.
Woo! Yeah.
What's up, brother?
Me, brother?
What's going on, man?
Well, what's going on?
What are you training for this week? Like barefoot across country speed race or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. On top of that, we're doing the deadlift record for 1 minute.
1 minute for real?
Yeah. So I'm going to try and lift. No, I'm not going to try. I'm going to deadlift 235 60 times in 1 minute.
Oy vey. So
yeah, to hit 14,000 pounds.
One per second.
Correct. Yeah, I have to break 12,000 pounds, but I thought I'd just crush it with 14,000.
Holy shit. There's your fan. I stopped in for a couple of hours to cheer you on, and I'm pretty sure that's why you broke the record. When Stevie D was there, I was the wind beneath your wings.
Yeah, totally. I almost quit, and then when I saw your hair come in, I was like, it just gave me like this fresh new 80s energy. Yep.
I brought him
and I was
in
just,
like this
for the longest time, I was just focused on your hair, and that just pushed me over the hump, and I was able to get through.
And that's why I didn't stick around longer, because I felt I was a distraction.
Oh no.
So you did it for the record was for 24 hours, and you broke the record at which hour?
20 hours. Oh no, I broke it at like 19 hours.
Yeah.
But I decided to go for another hour so I can add another 100,000 pounds onto the record.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hit 1.1 million.
Just to really put the smack down.
Yeah, just a little exclamation point. And then it's funny because the guy that I beat, his record stood for 17 years.
Holy shit.
And then he reached out on Facebook and was like, you know, I'm happy for you, but I'm also kind of sad, this and that. And he said, congrats. I know what you went through because it was total hell. But it was cool that he reached out. So
that was cool. Now he's probably too old to try to come back, hopefully.
Yeah.
If I broke the world record, the next day I'd be eating pizzas. I would just get fat and say, been there, done that. You know, what I have to prove now.
Right. Totally.
But what has KenGee done? KenGee says, I'm going to break another record.
Yeah. I was like, oh, let's do it. I stayed eating perfectly clean for another 2 weeks, and then I just went on a bender with some beer, pizza, and butter toffee peanuts. And then I was sore for like 4 days, totally inflamed. I'm like, not good.
Now explain why that happened. I know why it happened, but.
Oh, well, that's funny because I was actually out to dinner with some friends at this Mexican restaurant. And then they're like, oh, we're all having margaritas and you haven't drank for 90 days. And then they were like peer pressuring me, and his name was Stevie and Katie.
Oh, that was me.
So, yeah. And so
we can edit that out later.
And so I ended up having a margarita, and then next thing you know, it's
like,
it was all over from there.
He was walking like the Hunchback of Notre Dame for 2 weeks after that.
Yep.
Jacked up.
Yep. It was
Dude, that was insane to see you do that, because, I mean, I wish I had some video, because I watched you, and even when I came home, we watched you up until you broke the record, and I may have shed a little tear for you. I'll go ahead and say that.
Nice. I'll take it.
But it was so emotional to see people, cheer you on, and I was just thinking, man, one wrong move, he's either going to shart or throw his back out.
Right. That's what I was worried about, is throwing my back out. But, it's just, it held up, man. I had a big team. I had 4 chiropractors working on me, a massage therapist, and Candice, like, fueling me. And it was like a huge team effort. And like towards the end, it was like, I was like a race car just pulling into the pits, and they would just work on me for 2 minutes. Cause I would do 4 sets with a 1 minute rest. Yeah. And then on the 5th set, I got 2 minutes rest. And I basically did that for 20 hours.
And you were sitting on an exercise ball, but also like a vibrating plate or something, right?
A ball, a vibe plate, nail mats for my feet to keep my feet awake. I didn't really eat anything. I just ate coconut oil and water and sea salt. And that just fueled me the whole way. So
all day. Didn't you take like a 15-minute siesta or something like that?
I took a 20-minute nap. And then after that nap, it took the active release massage therapist, Brad, took him 30 minutes to get me to move again.
I was going to say, man, after you like get in that position and your body I would think it would just lock up. Like we're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, luckily I did a 6-hour test run the week before. And after I took my nap, I couldn't move. So I'm like, really? Okay, I need someone to warm me up. It took him 30 minutes. He did the gun, like the hypervolt gun, and he massaged all my legs. And then even for 30 minutes, he warmed me up, and then I could stand up again. And then I went to deadlift. I could only do like 3 or 4. I'm like, oh, I'm so screwed. and then after about 10 minutes of deadlift, I'm like, oh, I'm back into it again. Let's go, baby.
Got my groove back.
And then just hit it up. Yeah, I think I got adjusted every 30 minutes. I had someone there adjusting me, like either one hip or the other or my neck. Or then every time I stopped, like I had one guy massaging one hand, another the other, people on my feet, one guy on my neck. And it was crazy. But it worked out real well, and thank goodness. Hopefully no one's stupid enough to try that for a long time.
Now, were you actually out of alignment each time you would get adjusted? Could you feel things going back into place?
Sure. Oh, yeah. It was ridiculous. Like, my neck would explode. My atlas was getting stuck, and, like, my ears were ringing, and, like, all kinds of fun stuff. my right hip was getting stuck, and one guy would try and adjust it, and it wouldn't really move. Then another guy would crank on it. So, like, these chiropractors were rotating on me, like, okay, I'll hit the hip, you hit the neck, and it was crazy, but it was just a testament on to how well chiropractic and nutrition and positive mental attitude work to achieve whatever. Because I'm just a regular, I'm like 175 pound, 5'7" dude, I'm like nothing. and I'm not an athlete. And I figured, like, let me see if this chiropractic stuff is really as bitching as I preach it is. And so that's why I put it to the test. I'm like, you know, if chiropractic's so awesome, I should be able to break the deadlift record, because everybody's afraid of deadlifts. And so, yeah, and they don't do them because they're afraid their back's going to go out. So I'm like, you know, let's do it.
And that's why you did it without a belt. You did it barefoot.
No belt. Yeah, no belt, barefoot, no straps or wrist wraps. I only use gloves and chalk. And
I remember I tried to shake your hand when I was leaving, and you thought your hands were like bleeding inside the gloves. I was like, hey, you're like, oh, not the hands. You thought they were actually like
my hands hurt. Yeah, they hurt so bad. It was ridiculous. And I thought at one point my hands hurt so bad that I wasn't going to pull my glove off because I thought all the skin was going to peel off. So I had my sister go to CVS to buy super glue in case I pulled my glove off.
Just glue your palm
my skin rips off. I was just going to glue my skin back together and keep going. So I got too far in. I ain't going back. I will pull this weight with super glued, bandaged fingers until my hands fall off. Yeah,
my hands fall
I
off.
wasn't going to do it again.
Forearms.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it again. Pass on that.
But just the look on your face there at the end when you broke it, were you like even cognitive? Were you like in a daze? Because you look like you're like, you look a little crazy-eyed. You look a little crazy-eyed right there.
Yeah, it was. I was a little off right there, I would say. But I was trying to be excited, but my body was like, screw you, dude. We barely have enough energy to smile.
KenGee, I think I was talking about last week the concoction that I've always had a Bragg's apple cider vinegar. I'm a big fan of that, you know, to kill viruses, and it's got so many benefits. And then you taught me to kick it up a notch with what? I'll let you tell the people what you do with it.
Well, we do every morning. We like to do a half a lemon squeezed in, and then we use this cayenne pepper juice from Dr. Schultz, and that thing is like 9 million BTUs or something. Yeah. And then we throw in that apple cider vinegar, and then we've actually been adding in some of those ginger and turmeric shots from Trader Joe's, and it's mixed already, and you dump those in for a little extra fire. And then when you throw that down first thing in the morning, it alkalizes your body, and when you're alkaline, you can't get sick. So if you're acidic, you can get sick. Yeah. So we try to keep our bodies alkaline, and that's the best way to stay alkaline, and that's why I haven't caught COVID yet. And that's right. I ain't going to, because it just bounces off my immune system. I just flex, and it like runs the other direction. Yep.
And after you and I, what we put in our body in the 90s, I think we're pretty much immune to everything anyway.
Yeah. We put everything in there. So, yeah, nothing. If that didn't kill us, nothing else will.
But you had some goals, and you kicked those goals' ass.
Yes. Did you say Goldschlager or goal? Goal?
The drinking word is goals. But I'm from Kentucky. We don't pronounce our L's. We say goals. I got some goals.
Goals. Like with a W. Goals. Goals. Okay, got it. Goals. Got it.
We got goals.
Okay, good.
We got goals in different area codes.
I didn't know this was a drinking game. I would have had my tequila by now.
I know, bro. I'm disappointed. We can redo this later.
Okay, perfect. Can you start over right now?
We're gonna get your bongo, because by the way, KenGee is in our dad's band. We got a badass dad's band out here in Calabasas area.
Dad band. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm the lead drummer.
We might need a couple of new recruits, a couple of new members.
For sure.
We're going to hold auditions later on tonight.
Yep. All right, I'm in. Let's do it.
All right, buddy. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at The Good Chiropractor or The Good Roll Pillow, which is my pillow. And anybody in the LA area or anybody visiting, you come by our office, The Good Chiropractor, and I'll do your x-rays and your adjustment for free. If you want to get your hands on The Good Roll Pillow, go to thegoodrollpillow.com and type in the word Stevie D, and it'll give you 10% off.
I love it.
Yeah, that's right.
My wife has been using it for what?
STEVIED.
That's right. You adjusted Katie, my wife, like what, 2 years ago?
Yes.
And I told her for 20 years we've been together, and I've got a little fitness knowledge behind me, but I told her to always, look at everything eye level. She's not going to listen to me. I'm her husband. She comes back the night after getting adjusted from KenGee. I look over. She's got her Kindle like this in perfect form. And she goes, KenGee taught me this.
Nice.
KenGee. I go, really? KenGee tell you that, huh?
Yeah. She just wants you to be her husband, not her doctor.
It's like, you're not my trainer. You're not my doctor.
Yeah, right. That's what I learned from Candice.
Yes. Candice was your coach, and you kicked ass, buddy. And we're going to be supporting you on your next world record. When's that going to be?
Maybe January.
All right. We need an audience there.
Pick that up. Huh?
Okay. So we need an audience.
Talk to my coach. She'd be a great interview too. My coach, Candice.
Well, maybe I'll try to get
on your show.
Well, I'll see what I can do. Put in a good word.
Yeah, totally.
All right, everybody, sure. Dr. KenGee, Guinness Book of World Record holder for deadlifts. You rock, brother.
All right. Peace out, yo.
Go get your drink.
All right.
Everybody, how about that? That was Dr. KenGee, Guinness Book of World Record holder. We're not effing around here, people. He is a badass, and he did it right there. I forgot to ask him the exact number. I think it was something like 1,400,000, something like that. Maybe my next guest can clarify exactly what the number was, because I think she had a lot to do with it. She was his coach. She's a two-time WWE champion. GoDaddy girl. You'll remember her from those commercials. Give it up for Candice Michelle. Woo! What's up, Candice Michelle?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. Look at that. Bam.
Oh, yeah. Right on.
I'm doing my homework, even though I've only been home from Big Bear for like 2 hours. I'm like, oh, shit, got to find some pictures. And
I got this bug in my ear. It keeps talking crap.
Look at this weirdo. I know he's going to talk to you.
It's 1,103,320 pounds if you wanted to.
But who's counting?
Hey, it's my time.
All right, Coach.
We're going to give you an extra 30 seconds. I apologize for that obnoxious guest that, he had his time.
Stop talking.
Can't get rid of that guy, man. How much time do we give him? Because you're getting at least an extra minute.
Perfect. As long as I get more.
What's up, Candice Michelle?
How are you, brother?
I'm good. How did you like Austin?
Oh, my gosh. It's magical, right?
America. That's America.
Seriously. I love seeing the flags everywhere and just people proud to be American. The lake was incredible. Time away from my kids to kind of regroup and
damn America.
Yay!
That's their crew.
That's awesome.
We came home because we were just in Austin, of course, because we might get a U-Haul and have like a caravan of all of us getting the hell out of Dodge. I love California. I mean, this was my dream as a kid in Kentucky to come to California, but Rome is burning around us, and I keep trying to spread the sunshine and try to stay away from politics on here and drink some moonshine and spread some sunshine, but just getting crazy.
You got to get with the new moonshine. This is
what is that?
COVID cleanse. It's apple cider vinegar with a shot of ginger, a shot of turmeric, filtered water. No COVID here, baby.
The last guest mentioned that.
No.
Last guest.
Woo!
See, I do that at about 5:30 in the morning, Candice. And I used to do a little swig and do a swig, and now I just chugga. Like, what was that black shit you gave me that at your house that night? And I chugged it.
Oh, I think it was magnesium and charcoal.
Woo!
So poop?
Well, that's what the other stuff that you guys gave me, because I've been doing Bragg's apple cider vinegar for a long time.
Yeah.
And then KenGee, I watched one of his videos, and he was like, put fresh squeezed lemon and the cayenne pepper, and I do that now. Then I have to just I'm like this for 30 minutes. Like, okay, all right, don't anybody move. Don't anybody move. But that stuff, I think you texted Katie and I, my wife and I, the next morning, like 6 o'clock. Did you go poop? Did it make you poop?
We're all about having a good poop.
Well, you need to know like the time frame when that stuff's going to kick in.
Right. Totally.
Have you ever heard of Smooth Move? Back in the 90s, I was all like pumping iron. And on Sundays is my cheat day. So Sundays I'd have pizza, cheeseburgers, donuts. And at the end of the night, I would drink Smooth Move tea. And it would cleanse you. But it takes 8 hours. So it takes about 8 hours. So my sister Donna, that I talk about in my act as being the man of the house, my butch sister Donna. So she's like, hey, Stevie, what's that stuff you drink to make you, regular? Makes you regular. And I'm like, oh, it's Smooth Move. So she went to work one morning in Atlanta, and they've got a freeway. I think it's called the 285. It's a freeway that goes around Atlanta. So she was at work, and she drank it, and she waited an hour and had some coffee and nothing. Took another one and waited an hour. Nothing happened. Took a third one, and she said she was sitting in traffic, and it was like that Dumb and Dumber scene where it just goes. She's like, exit. Where's the exit?
Man, brutal.
Yeah. And I did that one time as a friend to pay him back once. He had a blind date. And I talked about, that was a good one also. But my new one is going to be the charcoal or the ACV with the cayenne pepper and the lemon. That will also kick it in gear.
Good stuff.
Keep you regular. Make you glow like you, Candice. That's why you glow.
Thank you.
What's your beauty secret? Well, I'm regular. I keep it regular. Creates an aura. Smooth skin, smooth moves. So you loved Austin?
Yeah, it was awesome. Just a little more freedom, brother. We work hard. We want to play hard, right?
And that's great. You see people on the lake like Travis, and we were just in Big Bear, and people just seem friendlier, like out on the lake. They kick their ass during the week, and on weekends they're like, we want to play. Fruits of our labor. Essential fresh air and family time is good stuff.
Yeah, and the scenery there was so beautiful. I didn't know they had waterfalls and mineral spring pools and like a crater thing, this Hamilton pool, just to kind of get in touch with nature. It's getting really dry out here, fire season, politics, people hating on everything, no matter what you do. So
hating on everything.
Just to get in touch with nature was a fresh breath of fresh air.
Here's what we did. We rented a boat.
Okay.
And then we took Faith and Colin, my kids, and the cousins. Then I dropped them off on an island. There they are back there. And then I took off for a few hours.
Was that your babysitter, the island?
Yes. I knew they weren't going anywhere, so I'm like, Daddy's going to swing back around.
Hilarious. It looks beautiful there. I haven't been on the lake when it's not winter there.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, Lake Travis was amazing too, but Big Bear is just, but you guys are like us. We love America and being physically fit and a family and essential stuff, hiking and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys you're a badass. You were 2-time WWE champion.
Yes.
Yes. And did you grow up as a little girl going, I'm going to be a goddamn WWE champion? That's what I'm going to do. Because we're talking about goals tonight.
Oh, okay, great. I grew up just loving wrestling. I remember crawling on the couch with my stepdad, Ken, and my mom's in the other room yelling at us, turn that stuff off, it's fake. I'm like, you joking? This is Hulk Hogan. I had a Hulk Hogan doll instead of a Barbie doll back then.
Did you?
So they were just superstars. It was kind of like that untouchable thing, you don't think, oh, I can grow up and be a wrestler. And, it just came full circle, moving to Los Angeles to be a model and a superstar. And here I am. I turned into a wrestler. Of course, that was my destiny.
That's awesome. And the GoDaddy is what really set you off, right? Like blew up your career, the GoDaddy commercial.
Yeah, I am so controversial. And so that commercial just kind of, you know, I never really believe in your big break, but I also believe that when you put in the work, you get a big break. Does that make sense? You know,
yes,
so
absolutely.
if you put in the work, you know, I did my time waitressing and, you know, the little end jobs here and there, and slowly it just kind of, that was my big break to kind of get known to a lot of people.
I had the video queued up. Maybe Judi can put it in later, but
Okay.
I love it. It was so controversial, and people like the GoDaddy girl, the GoDaddy girl. And then I show, you know, Colin, my son loves wrestling, and I show him you and John Cena, and he's like, what?
He dropped some mean elbow on the trampoline. I saw him.
What's that? Oh yeah, he does a flying elbow. That's one of your moves, I think.
Yeah, I like it.
Didn't you like smash your nose or something?
Yeah, you know, I broke my nose twice actually. So, you know, how does that work with masks? Like, my allergies are legit so bad. I had rhinitis, I had 2 broken noses. And then if I were to dare take a mask off and say I have a doctor's note, you know, people would like shame you. Maybe if I walk around with a shirt saying I've had 2 broken noses, then they would think, oh, you know, she's had a nose job.
Yeah.
Yeah, nose
Like,
jobs.
how many people are hooking up right now with the mask on and they take it off and the people have summer teeth, like summer hair. Hey, what's going on?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
What's up, baby? So you have 3 beautiful girls. Are they going to go back to school?
Yeah, we're doing virtual learning. You know,
Virtual learning?
I guess we all are, right?
Because I'm available for tutoring if they need a, you know.
Lord of mercy.
I said a couple weeks ago.
But you could help them with their hair. They don't know how to blow dry it.
Oh.
Flip. Yep.
First of all, you got to get a portable fan and just go around with like this all the time. You know, just have it ready. I have a holster with my blow dryer.
Knotted in their hair and it'd be hanging down.
I have a holster with my blow dryer in the Trans Am, and it plugs into the cigarette lighter.
Do you really?
I wish that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. I love that.
KenGee can call West Coast Customs and have that hooked up for me.
Probably, totally.
I really appreciate that. But no, I get stressed out. Like, I helped Faith, my daughter, who was going into 5th grade. She was in the 4th grade before this. And I helped her on like a social studies test. I said a couple weeks ago, like, and I studied, man. I'm like, I studied more than I did all through 4 years of high school. And I'm like, we got this. We got this, baby. We got this. I'm fist bumping. Like, I answered the question, you know.
Why
like
you do social studies tests in the summer?
No, it was like before the summers, like one of the last tests
Like,
for
you're
a grade.
a terrible father, poor girl.
And out of 17 questions, I think we got 11 right. So after that, she's like, Daddy, I got it. Is Mommy around? I go, Mom, you right? I'm literally standing right next to you. No, I'm good. I'm good. So you're going to stay at home and you're going to do the stay-at-home Zoom classes, virtual?
Yeah, you know, we don't have an option, really. Everybody's staying at home doing that.
So they canceled school because Katie, my wife, doesn't tell me. I'm like, are we going to school? What day is the first? She's like, dummy, school it's called off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, everybody's being homeschooled right now on one level or another, and it's just a learning experience. And I don't know, let's go for it, right? We don't have a choice.
But I think it's affecting I think it's also affecting their social skills.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, for me personally, I mean, there's an option if school's open, you know, sending kids wearing masks, going through a thermal scanner, temperature checks, their own bag of toys for recess. I'm like, that sounds like jail to me. Like, I think the people in prison have more freedom than that. So for me personally, you know, I want to give them more freedom too. You know, it's all about a little bit more freedom is what I'm learning here, you know, and where's my tribe? You know, who fits into that tribe? Right now, more than ever, people are really letting their true selves be shown. You know, they're like, I believe that all people are created equal and anti-bullying. And then you look at their posts and you're like, wow, you are the worst bully of an adult I've ever seen in my life. I don't care who it's against, you know, like obviously a lot is usually directed politically, but if you want me to stand by you or your views, by you posting that, it's completely opposite of what you say.
This hateful stuff. It's funny, you said that to me the other day. You said, you'll know your tribe, stick to yourself, and you'll find your tribe. And I had that as like a little note I wanted to mention today, but it's on my phone, which is now on my Zoom that I'm using. So I wasn't smart enough to go, hey, dummy, write that on a piece of paper. But I'm glad you said that.
The great thing about finding your tribe that I love is so many people, and maybe there's somebody out there that needs to hear this, we're so scared about losing the quantity of people in our tribe.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are losing that right now if you stick to your values and your standards and your rituals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when you do, it's like as you progress, it's like you know, we're really close with you and Katie, and I know that if something goes down, like I need help with my kid, like I can count on you. It's not this fake friendship of like, oh my God, don't talk to me because you need help all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You know, so you find those ride or dies, and I think that's what everybody really wants, is just true friendships, and that's your tribe. And so it's a beautiful time to find those people and take notes and just stand in your values.
Yeah, I always love the quote, stand for something or fall for anything. And also when I came to your birthday party, when we first met like 4 or 5 years ago, and the theme was, don't let anyone steal your sparkle, I think. And I'm like, oh, this is my jam. I tell my kids, don't let anybody steal your joy.
Oh, I love that.
Keep spreading your sunshine. Misery loves company. You keep smiling. You want to get back at miserable, angry people, keep smiling. Nothing gets them more. Nothing pisses them off more than happy people.
Yeah, it's true, because I think in reality, people are just living in fear, right?
Yes.
And they want to project that fear and try to feel safe by you doing something. But instead, to release your fear, it's all about what you do for yourself. Like, for me, I don't fear COVID. And people are like, why don't you? It's deadly. It's this, it's that. It's because my number one value is health. I take care of it. I drink this stuff not just now because of COVID, but I drink it every day, like you said. You know, I work out every day. I take extra care of myself, so I know that the power that made the body will heal the body. You know, like I don't have that fear, where some people have not been taking such good care of themselves, or they're
now they want to get healthy.
And I don't even think they do now. You see them in McDonald's drive-thru with their mask on, complaining that they can't get an extra Whopper. Like, damn.
I'm going to supersize that with a Diet Coke because I need to be healthy. Who's distracting you over there?
He's distracting me. He's telling me that a Whopper is from Burger King and not McDonald's.
He's waving a Whopper over there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to chase it with my Bragg's apple cider vinegar and my charcoal. And my smooth move.
Smooth move. I'm going to flush it out.
Flush it on out. Keep you glowing. Got to keep the glow. Well, you know, I love you guys so much. What do you have coming up there, Miss Candice Michelle?
You know, I'm doing my coaching. I call it Champ Coaching. It's really transformational coaching. It's really wonderful. I make it as affordable for everybody. I have a cool one coming up called the COVID Cleanse that I'm going to do. It's going to be, you know, just all the things that I do in my health regimen, which make me not fearful of getting this virus. I believe there's a virus. I believe it's reality. And I believe that at some point, almost everybody will get it if they're saying it's as crazy as it is. So let's start taking care of ourselves so that we don't lose a grandma, right?
That's right. We're not out here to kill grandmas. We're out here to achieve our goals, spread some sunshine. And I just want to congratulate. And I know that you made it growing up where'd you grow up, in Wisconsin?
Wisconsin, yeah.
And so as a little girl, did you ever dream you would have your own action figure?
No,
I'm so jealous.
It's pretty cool to be able to have that.
Now, did you sign off on the final like prototype, or did Vince McMahon just go, okay, you got an action figure?
No, they like put you in a body scanner and they scan you, and then they just take outfits that you wear and they put it on, and then all of a sudden one day they show up and they're like, here you go. Oh, you're like, whoa, okay, cool.
That is badass.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I need one of me with the Trans Am and the blow dryer.
You need a bobblehead, I think.
I made it. It is so amazing. But we love KenGee and we love Candice Michelle and the fam, and we always got your back. We found our tribe.
We love you, brother. Thanks for having us on.
Keep glowing.
Okay, bye.
all right, the headliner finally has showed up here. No, they all been headliners tonight. It was a trifecta. 3 rock stars tonight. KenGee, Candice, Michelle, and this girl has been a friend of mine. I've even dragged her to the Ha Ha couple of comedy clubs. She's a podcaster. She was on Man Seeks Adventure. You know her from TV shows like Garage Squad, fitness model, actress. Hold on, getting out of breath. Just doing the intro, I'm out of breath already.
You're almost
everybody,
there.
everybody, let me get a real pretty picture of her. You know her. You love her. She's adventurous. Miss Heather Storm. I got sound effects. Heather's very professional now.
This is so cool. I'm like, I feel like a rock star. You deliver.
Thank you. Well, I hooked up my brains behind the operation of all the years, about 20 plus years, Judi Sketch Lewinson. And like you said, she was sending you talking points today.
I know. I was like, wait, I have to think about this before I go on? No. I just like flying off the cuff.
I thought Stevie just turns on some IG camera and we'd BS for a little while. And
I got used to it, knowing like, don't ask him questions, just go with it. It'll be fine.
yeah, I don't do much prep. I just kind of turn on the camera and see where it goes.
I used to be a preparer. I'm letting go. I'm learning to let go.
And doing comedy, like I sit down 2 hours before my sets and I go over like the roadmap, not exactly word for word, but I know where I'm going. And now I'm just like, I should probably put together a monologue or something. I don't know.
Like, what am I going to talk about today? I don't know. What is there a holiday coming up or something?
It's 6. I don't know what day it is. It's 6 o'clock.
Is it Sunday? Wait, I need to revise the whole thing.
Yeah, Judy's like, I was thinking about talking points. If you want to do some a monologue up front, I'm like, well, I just BS. Isn't that a monologue? It's just a talk.
Kind of. It's all perspective. It's all a matter of perspective. But this is cool. So this is the new show. So you're going to be on YouTube every week, huh?
Yeah. So we moved it to YouTube. Come on, get happy hour. It was just live from the double wide. We're still in the double wide here. And we still have the drink.
And I got the drink, so we're happy.
You know me, Heather. We're having. Did you hear the drinking word tonight?
What's that?
Did you hear the drinking word?
No.
It's goal. Like what? I want to talk about your goals in life.
Ooh, big stuff today. Big stuff. Judi really stepped in.
Yeah. I'm like thought long and hard on this. It was like I'll look around for a drinking word. Remote control. Okay, every time I say remote control, but no goals. But you've done so much in your career. I don't want to get too deep. I like to keep it light, but you've really accomplished a lot.
I mean, I try. I don't know if I've accomplished many of the things, the goals that I have out there. Wait, do we drink when we say that?
Yes, you just said it. And the first 2 guests were so healthy they wouldn't drink, so I still have half a drink here. So thank you, Heather.
You're welcome. I mean, that's the game. You said we're playing, so
this is going to be empty by the end of our interview. This better be empty.
Absolutely, I'm with you. No, I mean, gosh, goals are always evolving. And I think that, this has been a big time for me to just be reevaluating things, reevaluating my goals for myself, what I want, where I want to be, not just 5 years, but, when you think about like, okay, well, I still have 10, 15, 20, 25 years, 30 years of work left. What do I want to be doing? You
went to Costa Rica. Was that hard, like to shut off Hollywood? You said go.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. I tell everybody, when they say, oh, I'm going to go on vacation for a week. I'm like, that's not enough. No. You need to if you want to get out of the country and really see a place, you need to go for a month, because week by week, you just start to kind of melt down and come down, especially as living in Los Angeles. It's a very high energy city. There's just a lot going on. Your mind is, everybody has 3 jobs. You're trying to make things happen. You're hustling. It's just, you're on all the time. And to be able to turn it off is great, but it takes time to turn it all the way off.
It does.
It takes a lifetime, I think, to turn it all the way off. But I think after a month, you start to realize this is how it really could be. I could just be really like this. So I have goals now that include Costa Rica of, spending a lot of time there a year, coming back, continuing to do shows and things, but spending a lot of time in Costa Rica. I mean, that's a happy place for me for sure.
That was cool. I knew you said goals. You're going to get a refill over there, Heather.
I told you. I was with you.
We're 2 minutes into the interview and you're empty already. I love it.
Don't worry. I brought the wine.
All right.
I didn't know we were playing a drinking game, but I did know I may want a little more wine.
Well, you know me. We like to have fun. But, I was on the boat yesterday. I don't know if you heard, but I was in Big Bear. And you're right. I was there for we were there 4 days total. But you give a day of travel, settle in, day to drive back to pack shit up. And it takes me at least 24 hours just to, I think my heart rate even comes down. But I was thinking like in the 90s, and I would be out here and I didn't have a family, and I would be hustling and waiting for my agent for an audition. And I would literally, if I went to Atlanta for a weekend or something, I'd be like, fuck, I'm going to miss an audition. And a couple of times I did.
Your pager might beep.
Yeah, my pager's blowing up, where are you? Where are you? And my agent had like a 311 or something. Oh, I'm in trouble. She's like, we need you for an audition tomorrow at 2:00. And what do you mean you went out of town? You're supposed to call. I'm like, you're always like you're at the whim.
Always.
Always. And they feel like they own, this is a true story. On our honeymoon, like a week, like maybe 3 days before our honeymoon, I got booked for something to go to Las Vegas for the E! Channel. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to my honeymoon. My manager was actually like, this is the E! You can't go, you can't postpone your honeymoon?
No. I mean, you're not allowed to have a life. Your number one goal is to be an actor. You will do nothing else. Everything is secondary to that. It's the number one rule of Hollywood. Like, you will do nothing. You will eat dirt. You will do nothing to be an actor.
She's like, no, but you booked the gig. And there's like some shitty E! Channel $500 thing. Like, I'm going to cancel my $15,000 honeymoon. I'm like, yeah, let me cancel my honeymoon. And so this is a true story. I came back from my honeymoon, and I had a box at my door. I'm like, what is this? It was all my, I don't know if it's VHS or DVD, whatever it was, with a letter from my manager saying, I'm sorry, I don't feel like I can help you anymore, and good luck in your career.
My goodness.
You bitch.
Sayonara.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you realize, there's a code that a lot of people don't realize. They see careers that are, and entertainment career is a general thing, whether it's you're in comedy, acting, usually you're dipping into a lot of those things because you're doing whatever you can to get your name out there.
Yeah.
Be your own person, get your identity, and own that and figure out what that is. But even though there's a freedom that people think, from the outside looking in, if you have the 9-to-5 job, you're like, oh God, you just get to do whatever you want. It might seem like that, but you don't really just get to do whatever you want because if you get the job, it doesn't matter. Your dad could be dying in the hospital. They're like, are you coming in? Like, the movie needs you. I mean, no one cares about your personal life, any of your struggles, zero compassion, I would say.
Zero. Don't go anywhere. You better be available.
And the number one rule, we know this, the Murphy Law of acting is as soon as you plan a vacation or a honeymoon, you get booked on a job. Every single time.
Every time. It could be a dry spell, and then all of a sudden, what? The phone didn't ring for 3 months, and now, really? I got a call back?
Oh, it comes in waves, too.
How did I get a call back?
All of a sudden, you'll get a bunch of callbacks, and you're just like, what? No one even cared about me, and now all of a sudden, everyone wants to book me, but it's a crazy choice, but I'm glad to ride the roller coaster.
You're awesome. You've been on so many car shows. I know you got 1 million car fans out there. And your baby, your 65 Mustang, the last time we talked, you were going on this road trip.
That's right.
You were going to blog it. Now, you took a girlfriend with you, took a friend. Did she go the full trip with you?
Yeah, so we had a fantastic time. I know a lot of people saw it on my stories. There's some posts on Instagram. There will be a blog going up on my website very shortly. So Southwest Road Trip, kind of detailing everything. But we drove from Los Angeles to Port Aransas, Texas, which is called Mustang Island. So we took my Mustang to Mustang Island, which was fun. And we drove. It was hot, Stevie. It was hot. I mean, this we're talking about.
That's why you're rocking those Daisy Dukes and all those stories.
Oh, I was. Oh, yeah. And
I'm wearing them right now. Hold on.
No. Yeah, I mean, some people might want to see that. Go ahead.
That's at the end of the show.
That's a goal for some people.
That's a goal for a man to rock a Daisy Dukes.
It was interesting driving across during the pandemic because, well, number one, a lot of people were concerned. And honestly, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I mean, I didn't know what to expect coming back from Costa Rica to America during the pandemic. And then I wasn't really sure what was going to happen driving across. Like, are people freaked out? Are they okay? Like, what's going on? What's the climate here? And like we wore our masks at the gas station everywhere we needed to go and stuff. And it was like, the more that we went towards Texas, the less people had masks on in general, just as we drove across, you know, and, I would say there were less people too. So, you know, general, we were running into a lot of people in general, but all the parks were closed and everything. No restaurants were open really. Hardly, like people were doing drive-through, but I don't do that kind of food. So I just packed a cooler full of healthy food and stuff. And so we just kind of mostly ate, you know, what we could buy at grocery stores and stuff like that. But we stayed with a couple friends and family on the way. So, you know, we kind of did it right. We didn't have to stay in a hotel and just eat like, I don't know. But we drove through a town called Truth and Consequences. Have you ever heard of this place?
No.
The name itself, as soon as I saw the sign, I was driving. I'm like, what is that? Truth or Consequences? Look it up. You gotta look it up.
We have to stop here.
Yeah. So we looked it up, and it's this really popular place with over 40 different geothermal hot springs, and it was like founded along, you know, it was founded a long fucking time ago, right?
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. And Native Americans were
man-made
up
hot
there
springs like in the 80s.
Yeah, many years.
We're like swingers clubs having parties there or anything.
But now there's like still 10 spas or so, and all the natural geothermal water comes up, and so they just have like tubs. So we stayed at this little place that was built in the 1930s, and she said if you stay in the courtyard, you have 24/7 access to the geothermal. Like she had like 5 different rooms with these huge tubs, and when I say huge tub, I mean like just cement and like a big poured Japanese like cement tub, not like a little American bathtub or whatever, like a huge tub. Like you could put a lot of people in there. It was just her and I, but you could. And they're open 24/7. So like we were the only people in there. Like we stayed in there for like 4 hours. We're like, this is amazing. We had our own private room. We brought wine in there. We're in the tub hanging out. Like, I mean, it was so worth it.
Couldn't get out because someone helped us get out of the tub.
Yeah, we brought water too because that was important. But yeah, it does get.
You have to hydrate. Yeah, hydrate.
You gotta hydrate.
One wine, one water.
So well. Yeah, and I slept so well. I know it was a wine too, but it was also the spa water. So apparently, like the ancient, you know, all of the science and the mythology, everything together says 38 different minerals, and then all of these infused because it's our skin. It's semi-permeable, obviously. So they all fuse in, and you feel so good. I think like you'd be into that.
Let's do it. It's Truth or Consequences.
Yeah. You should take your family.
They don't stop you like at the border and they go, truth or consequence? You're like, what?
I know. You're like, truth?
Consequence?
Wait, consequences. Wait, what's your badge? No.
I don't even work here. I just stop people at the border and see if they'll fall for it.
It was a super cool place, though, super artsy. I had never been to New Mexico before, so for me, it was just cool, like a whole new, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico was a whole new area. And it was just a fun excursion. So we kind of drove through the center of New Mexico, and then, you know, we went all through Texas, which was pretty boring. We just did that in a day. We're like, let's just get this out of the way and get there.
You did Texas? You just barreled through Texas?
Barreled through Texas in a day.
Texas goes forever.
And there's nothing, I mean, there's plenty to do in Texas in some areas, but when you're just driving through the entire huge state, it's just flat. It's just flat. You see nothing. It's
in the middle of nowhere. It'll be like a sign saying, "Do not pick up prisoners, state prison." And you're like, "Oh, had I not seen that sign,
I totally
I was looking for a prisoner to ex-con."
No, but it reminded me. I was like, if I see a guy in an orange jumpsuit, I'm definitely not picking him up. I mean,
I would have thought.
Just in case I
Truth
would
or
have.
consequence.
That was the
Truth or consequence
of your action right there. The guy in the orange jumpsuit. Yeah, he looks a little shady. Well, the thing about having the Mustang too is
he's a bad boy.
You know this, Stevie. When you drive a classic car, everyone stops you. Everyone talks to you. If you don't like talking to people, you shouldn't drive a classic car anywhere.
People are going to look and they're going to ask questions and thumbs up. And
I like talking to people, so it's fun. But you get all types of people when you drive across the country. So it's a real fun human study in our American culture. You're just like, wow, like there's all types of people. And everyone, the fun thing about classic cars that I love is all different types of people like them. It's just fun. You know, it brings in all different types of groups that are just like, wow, it's like people you wouldn't expect, you know,
Yeah.
who walk up. Like I expect, you know, the 65-year-old guy who was like, I had one of those growing up. But, you know, get, you know, the unexpected woman, you know, that has to lean out of her car and yell at you, you know, wow, that's awesome. Like she's really, you know, which is great. So
my people. Yeah. Now, I'd love to drive across the country with my Trans Am, like on a flatbed truck and pretend like I'm driving, like do a blog. But then if I get to a city like Truth or Consequence that I dig, let me off the truck and I'd go around and drive around town. But you were brave to take your 65 Mustang because when you were doing that, I was like, woo.
It is brave.
This whole time I thought you were stuck in Corpus Christi because you're like the transit, you're like the transmission, the numbers match. So I can't just go to like Amco and throw some transmission in.
Oh.
I was like, holy shit, it's been like 3 weeks. Is she okay? I'm like, they're just messing with her. There's a pretty girl and they're just keeping her in Corpus Christi.
They just want me here.
Like,
no, so what happened was we got here safe. And then I was in Corpus and I'm staying like 30 miles from there. So I was in Corpus and I was headed back and my car just started shuddering. Like I'm going 60 on the highway and my car just like, and I was like, oh crap. And I like immediately the next exit, you know, I slow down, put my blinker on and it's, you know, 11 o'clock at night. So it's late and I don't know. I'm not in the best area. I'm just coming into Corpus. Anyone who knows that area, it's kind of industrial. And I'm just like, crap. And I was just seeing a friend. So I was wearing like a long skirt and a cute little top. And I'm like, oh no, this is the worst right now. Like this is totally the worst scenario. You know, I just look so much more helpless than I am. Yeah, like, oh no. So I pull over.
Something's making a funny noise. They don't know that you've been under the hood. Yeah.
But I mean, really honestly, and women understand what I'm talking about. Like we live with just a fear that we have, you know, of those types of situations. Like that's, you know, that's one of the top fears. Like I don't want to break down late at night in a place I don't know, wearing a cute outfit that is suggestible in any way. Like these are all bad things adding up. And so it happened, of course. And, I was sitting there like looking at my car, trying to like choose when I wanted to get out to like look under my car and lift the hood because anytime you do that, people want to come over and start to talk to you. And
because this girl knows how to get under a hood of a car.
Sometimes it's good when they come and talk to you, but sometimes you don't want some of those characters to talk to you. Yeah. So, you know, so a couple of people approach me. I'm like, I'm good, just waiting for a friend. And meanwhile, like I'm talking. Everyone's been here with the tow situation, right? And if you're in a small area in Texas, like there's no one, the tow truck, also with COVID, businesses are not running as normal, right? So it was like 3 hours to get a tow truck.
We'll bring a tractor out and we'll pick you up.
That would have been faster. I'm pretty sure that would have been faster.
You don't care about this bumper, do you? I'm just putting the winch right on your bumper there.
Like, hey, ma'am, we got a tractor over there. You want to hook it up? I'd be like, yeah, let's try that. This is a good idea.
Get this going.
But
I thought about you because I had one time I had a Fiat Spider, like a 81 or something. I lived in Florida and I was like 21 years old, dumb, and didn't have AAA or a credit card or anything. And like, well, I'm going to Gainesville this weekend. And had a sweet mullet, you know, long blonde hair. And it would just fucking break down. And I'd be like in between like Panama City Beach and Gainesville, and the car would just break down. And some good old boys, like every 20 minutes, would pull over, go, hey, pretty girl, you need some, oh, goddamn, that's a guy. And they just speed off, hey, bro, come on.
Oh, see, that's when you needed you had your Daisy Dukes on?
I had I had the work boots on, and they're like, oh, hey, hot thing.
You're putting it to work.
Yeah, how's it working, those Daisy Dukes?
Goals.
Goals.
Long story short, I watched the Ubers go from like 3 available Ubers to 1 available Uber, snagged that Uber guy. And he was like, you're lucky you got me. Nobody who drives an Uber around here and take you all the way to Port Aransas. And I was like, I know. Thank you so much.
So you left your car on the side of the road?
No, I left my car at a gas station. I talked to the guy who was there. He said he'd watch it. And I called and talked to them in the morning. I was like, I'm going to be there. Don't tow my car. Please, please, please. And you know what? the thing I like is the Texas hospitality. People are nice. They're generous.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, like, I'm so grateful, for just the connections and the people being nice. Like, so he's like, no problem, ma'am. I'm like, all right, great. Thank you. Because in LA, I'd be really scared right now about my car at this gas station, but I actually felt like it was going to be okay where it was. So yeah, it worked out. I towed it to a shop, and I got to say, like, there were a few other things that I found wrong with it, but I had to have the transmission totally rebuilt, which is why when you said earlier, you don't want to just swap it out for a new one. I'm like, no, it's numbers matching.
The numbers match.
I got to keep it like this. I mean, that's part of the integrity of having a classic car. When you get something, with value that's holding that, I feel like you're the keeper of holding that in place, intact.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, mine has the 350 transmission in the 78 Trans Am. There's a Chevy transmission, but hey, I don't care. I mean,
no, but I mean, you didn't buy it. You didn't buy it you bought it like that.
I bought it like that, and I even painted it a non-factory color because I'm like, I want like an electric blue. I want like when I'm rocking my Daisy Dukes, I want this blue to like really.
You got to do you, right? You got to do
that's me.
No, totally. But I mean, for some people, it depends on the history of the car and when you got it. People don't need to keep that, and if just maybe two were, maybe I'd reconsider it. But people commented, and a lot of people reached out, with advice and stuff, and they were like, oh, I already have it done right now. And I was like, well, for me, I'm kind of person that likes to take a moment and consider all my options and then make the best decision that I'm going to look back and be like, you know what, I thought about everything that I could think of at the time, and I feel like I made a good decision. And I feel that way now that I got my transmission rebuilt. We started putting it in today.
Nice. It's beautiful. I saw it. It's pretty. You could eat a sandwich off that transmission. It looked brand new.
I know. Well, so the heat just killed it, and that's the thing too. Like driving through the desert and everything. And I realized this after talking to Leo. So I gotta give a plug here because Leo Mendez from Apollo Automotive helped me up big time. So Leo, you're the man, and just anyone in Corpus who needs somebody, like seriously, this, Stevie. When you talk with a lot of car people and you talk with a lot of shop owners too and mechanic people, and when you have your own car and you care a lot about it and you want to know every single thing that's done, if you're not doing it yourself and you need advice on stuff, after talking with a lot of people, you can really tell when people know what they're talking about or not. And if the best way or if they just get it done, there's a difference.
Yeah.
And for me, I like to do it the best way, not just get it done. Or at least I like to know my options so I can be like, well, I cut the corner because of this reason.
I'm glad. I thought you were stuck in Corpus Christi. So I was hustling, and I found a friend there, and he called somebody.
I know. I appreciate that. No, I'm not stuck anymore. I'm here for a little bit. I don't know how long. But I'm excited because I'm getting my car back, and just, the goal was to still do one more road trip before the year's over. It's not over yet.
I'm sorry, the what was?
The goal. I said it twice now. I forgot. See, that wasn't even.
Okay. We're gonna pause this interview while she refills her glass.
Wait, you didn't refill yours? You're taking baby sips.
You know why? Because my first two guests were like health freaks, and they're like, I have kombucha over here, and I'm drinking Bragg's apple cider vinegar. I'm like,
what are you drinking?
This is moonshine. No, I'm kidding. It's our friend Brad Fanshaw, when he goes too in depth with a drink. He takes 4 hours to make one drink. And I'm like, Brad. So I had him on a couple weeks ago, and he was saying, I took a nut, I took a fig, and I shaved just the rind of the fig. And then I went and got 27 different ingredients. I go, you know what I did, Brad? I went to Trader Joe's, and I picked very carefully the vodka that was on sale. And Sky vodka was on sale for $9.99. I then proceeded to bring my bottle home, and I opened the refrigerator, and I'm like, what goes really great with Sky vodka? I had half of a vitamin water, and it was a perfect drink.
It's the lemon vitamin water, isn't it?
It's so great. So
it's the lemon vitamin water, right? The lemon flavor?
Yes. So to answer your question, vodka and little vitamin water.
I've totally done that. No shame in that at all. You're getting hydrated while you dehydrate. I realize, the more I drive my car, and I know we talked about this a little bit, but it's just like, I got a car to drive it. I wanted to drive a classic car across the country. That's what I'm doing. It's in bits and pieces. It's not going to be all at once because it's a journey. Honestly, it would probably be as fun if it was all at once. I got to stop and see people. I got to do things.
Yeah.
Life is happening, you know, as I do this. But what's also happening is I'm learning so much about my car, what I need in it, what I would do differently, like how to, you know, everything, just by being an active participant in everything. It's one thing to fix up other people's cars, but it's another to drive yours and work on it and get to know it intimately like that. So it's been a really cool experience.
You can't just drop it off. You can't just, you know, you want to know what's going into it. It makes you love your car more.
I can never just drop it off. No.
Yeah, just drop it off or buy a car that's perfect. I want to buy a little car that's a little imperfect and then see a work in progress, you know?
Yeah, and put yourself into it a little bit, you know?
Put your own. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Heather Thorne, I know you're also a fitness fanatic. Seen you on like that commercial with the twisting and you do all that. Yeah.
Oh my God, I've done so many fitness infomercials, Stevie. It's kind of funny to me because I'll tell you a really quick story is before I moved to LA, I would watch those fitness infomercials. And I said to my brother, I'm going to move to LA and I'm going to go and do that. And then, but I felt like a really like big goal. And not to say that it's not or anything, but like I just moved so much past that it was just like one of the goals on the goal list. How many times did I say that?
You better get that bottle back out again.
That wasn't even on purpose.
I love those goals you have. Like I did. Probably the same time you were doing infomercials and stuff. I did infomercials, but you think that's the goal until you do one. You get $500, and then you see it run 500 times on TV, and you don't get any more checks. You're like, hey, I spent the 500 the next day, but they're still making money. So you don't understand like the business of a buyout.
There's a lot of learning involved once that happens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of learning to go, okay, well, that was a good goal. Now what? That's about a lot of things. And I think that's important for everyone, you know, just as like our goals are always changing. They're always evolving. You know, you put up, you write specific goals for yourself and then you make a strategy and then things change as life changes. And then you have to revisit that and reevaluate. I know a lot of people are doing that right now during this time when they have a little bit more time. That was like 5 goals. So we should at least take one drink.
There's 5 goals. So Heather Storm. So we were talking about Judi, my producer, actually sent like talking points. Not that I remember any of those, but I think she said something about, did you have a really good experience with a fan from a show or or an embarrassing experience?
Oh, you know.
Any of the other talking points I sent that I don't remember.
You know, I have had a really cool experience, unexpected cool experience with a fan where I was signing autographs in Canfield, Ohio, at a car show there. And, you know, I had a line of people and I was just signing posters that I had brought there. Some people had hats or whatnot, or their t-shirt or something, which is super nice. And
Daisy
when I do that,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever they want to sign. I haven't signed any Daisy Dukes yet. You might be the first. And then this one guy came up and he was so excited and he had a group of people with him and he had printed out a huge, like, I don't know, like 3-foot, like not laminated, but I'm not an expert in this type of stuff. Like a big not even a poster board. It was more like a picture. Like it was framed. It was like a big picture. That's why I'm trying to not minimize.
It was laminated so you could put it in the shower.
No, it wasn't laminated. But it was like a big printed picture with a frame around it that was like 3 feet long or whatever. Yeah. And like, we're going to put that in the shop, not the shower.
Okay. Or the shop shower.
But it was just really flattering and it just made me feel so good. And he's like, we love all the work that you're doing. And just, cool. I was just so surprised and just, I don't know. It just sometimes, you know, you're just used to saying hi to people. And I mean, I always appreciate everybody that I talk to, but just some things suddenly you're like, wow, like I really made a difference in these people's lives enough for them to care this much to bring this poster up. And that, that's good. I don't know. Yeah. That's all to me those are the moments in life that, you know, make a difference. So I thought that was fun.
Cool. You just remind me of once I got a reality check. I was doing a book signing and I was somewhere in Kentucky, I think, when the Trans Am Diaries, my book came out, and this girl comes up and she looked like a cat lady, like she had 14 cats, you know, which is cool. And so I'm like, oh, do you want me to sign your book? And she was like, started asking me questions. She goes, so you've done comedy, blah, 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 and you've done this and that. I'm like, yeah. And she knew everything about my life. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm ready with my Sharpie. Like, who do you want me to make it out to? And she goes, well, I guess you don't look too bad for your age. And she walked away. And I'm still my Sharpie. She didn't even get a book. I'm like, okay, all right.
She didn't buy a book.
She didn't buy the book. She just came up to go. Somehow she knew all my information. She knew my bio. And she just wanted to talk to me. And then she walked away. And
she needed the face-to-face. That she knew so much about you. She's like, I just got to see this guy. I need to look in his eyes. I need to do this thing. And then she did it. She left. I don't know what that means.
And I got up and started twerking with my Daisy Dukes and said, you're missing all this, lady. Go home to your 14 cats.
Exactly. You're like, did I make this out to cat lady?
All right, Heather Storm. I'm so glad. I thought you were stranded there for like the last month and I was worried about you. But you're good. You're chilling.
Stranded is good. See, here's how I see it, Stevie. Like, even if I had to get stuck at a place, that's where I'm supposed to be. It's all good. So
that's where the party is. I like that attitude. Are you driving the Mustang back to LA?
I don't know when I'm going back to LA. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm just on a go by the flow basis here. I mean, LA is crazy. What am I going to do in LA right now? I mean,
I'll let you know if things ramp up again. I don't think it's going to happen for a long time.
That's what I mean. You're there in your house doing a YouTube show from your house, which is great. But I mean,
I'm in my double wide. That's one good thing about the quarantine. I think the networks are like shitting their pants right now because they're finding out people can do things on their own.
Oh yeah,
organically.
We don't need them.
We don't need them.
We don't need them. I said it.
Games.
We don't need you. Goals.
There's our goals is to get rid of, to not need Hollywood. There you go. Well, Heather Storm, you're a rock star. Tell everybody where they can find you besides Corpus Christi. Don't come stalking her.
If you see my blue Mustang, feel free to say hi. But don't stalk me and follow me.
Don't be weird. All right, don't be weird.
You guys can find me, though, on my website, heatherstorm.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at heatherstormla. And on YouTube, you can also see my small town series, Drive Yourself Local, on YouTube. Just do YouTube, Drive Yourself Local. So there's lots of content up there, and I'm creating more day by day. And I'm drinking day by day, too. So here we go.
That's our goal. All right, Heather Storm.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you're safe. Glad the 65's getting a numbers matching transmission. Keep the numbers matching.
Going to be better than ever, really. I mean, I'm just excited because my car is going to run better than she's ever run.
Please promise me you don't drive it back. Just put it, on the truck and fly back.
I'm driving all around.
Don't do that. Come on. Be safe. All right, Heather Storm. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Everybody, Heather Storm. I'm going to get up and twerk again. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in to Come On, Get Happy. Hope we made you feel good. Hope you turned off your news for at least 1 hour. I think we went over an hour tonight because we were having too much fun with KenGee, Guinness Book of World Record holder and two-time WWE champion Candice Michelle, and my homie, my car homie. And I'm glad she's safe back there in Corpus Christi. I thought she was stuck for like a month. She's just chilling in Corpus Christi. Heather Storm. So everybody, hope we made you feel good. We're going to take you out with my producer, and she's a maestro on the wheels of steel, Judi Lewinson, a.k.a. DJ Sketch, and we'll see you next Wednesday night. Come on, get happy, y'all. That's our goal.